the thunderous roar of the stadium to the silent moments that made history, from the dusty fields of Africa to the bright lights of the world stage. This is Sports Echo.
It's volleyed and it's in! And it's in! A goal in 50 seconds from Milan. Oh, would you believe it? Paolo Maldini, the skipper, has scored it. Lifted into Shevchenko, he's onside this time, he's got Crespo in support. Here's Hernan Crespo, 2-0. Hernan Crespo. Look at that from Kaká. And what a pass too for Crespo. And what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Hernan Crespo again. Sublime pass by Kaká. Milan now playing for Milan as well. Was Gerrard! Hello! Here we go! Steven Gerrard puts a grain of doubt in the back of Milan minds and gives hope to all the many thousands of Liverpool fans.
Afternoon, sport lovers. This is Sport Echoes on Melody 100.7 FM. On this show, we dive deep into stories behind the scores, the legends, the heartbreaks, the breakthroughs, and the unforgettable moments that shape sport as we know it today. And there's also the quiz segment where I ask questions, and if you get them, you're going to win something. Alright, from Nigerian golden goals to Olympic shock to African giants that shook the world stage, this show is your backstage pass to the past. I'm going to be bringing you facts, voices, memories, and maybe even the futures as we relive the moments that made fans scream, nations proud, and history take note. So whether you're in traffic or at home or you're just chilling with your radio, I promise you this: after today, you will never see sport the same way again. Alright, I welcome you in the name of the chairman of Melody FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Ojo, Baba Authority, and also the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM, and Yola Afolabi, the sports marshal, and also the producer of this show, Esprit the Finest at Degoke. The studio manager for today is Daniel Adeyemi, and DJ Betsy just left now. She wished to be all the best. I said, well, I'll see you on Monday. Auntie Fee is in the building also. And the engineer on duty is Amos33, doing justice to all of that. All right, I'm Akinbobola, Egunfemi. Welcome aboard.
National team and you have to play with Zidane and Yuri Jokaev and Deschamps and all this. If you don't give the ball to Zizou, you get that look.
Yeah.
If you don't give the ball to Yuri, you also get that look. If you lose the ball, Marcel Desailly is waiting for you with a knife in the dressing room. You have 55 minutes to an hour to perform because someone on the bench can take your place. I have to do what I have to do. When I have to give the ball to Zizou, I give it to Zizou. If I have to give it to Yuri, I give it to Yuri. If that's the right call, that's the right call. Marcel Desailly used to, oh my God. I'm just thinking about it. When you used to drop and asking the ball to Marcel Desailly, he's almost praying at the same time. He used to smash it to you. He used to go bend himself like this and just bend himself. Hey, he used to smash it. I'm thinking, how am I going to control this? Going against the ball,
against the defender behind,
and if you lose it, this guy is like.
Thierry Henry, yes, speaking as regards his time at the French national team when he played with the likes of Zidane and a couple of top players right there. I mean, he mentioned that if I don't pass to Zidane, I mean, a lot of things will be running through my head right there. All right, today on Sport Echoes, the topic is the weight of the jersey. Weight of the jersey. And now, right here on Melody FM, we're currently running down the AFCON. So we are doing the AFCON countdown. And I decided to bring this topic because on Thursday, the final list of the Super Eagles of Nigeria was announced. I think it was around 9 p.m. I mean, it's questionable. Why would they release it at that time? But then, opinions flying left, right, and center. And most of the opinions I saw on social media were more or less negative. Just maybe is because the Super Eagles of Nigeria did not qualify to the Mundial 2026 or even to the playoff. Let me say the playoff where they will be playing intercontinental teams right there. DR Congo qualified, they defeated Nigeria. Maybe it's because of that particular reason. I mean, that's why Nigerians are not exactly happy with the Super Eagles. So even if they bring 20, 30 of Lionel Messi and Victor James Osimhen, I'm very much certain that there'll still be negative comments right there because of what happened at the World Cup qualifiers. But then, we just have to wish the Super Eagles all the best. Now, as regards the final squad, yes, new names. About 5 players were brought. 1 defender, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders right there. So, Rian Alibioshu, that's also Usman Mohammed, Israel Akisomiro, and the other midfielder, Tochukwu Nadi, is also called up right there. And also, Igor Obu, I mean, but he has played for the national team. The other guys, I mean, some of them have not really played for the Super Eagles. For Igor Obu, I think he played at the Unity Cup. Yes. Now, these players are the reason why this topic is on board. The weight of the jersey. Now, for some of these players, the new players coming on board, the likes of Iwobi, the likes of Victor Osimhen, They know what it means to play for the Super Eagles. But these new guys, do they understand the weight of the jersey? The new guys, because some of them, like let's take for example Israel Akisamiro, who plays so well for Pizza right there at the Serie A, coming to the Super Eagles. It's going to be a different ball game because the pressure, the media, everyone is watching. I remember when Alex Iwobi was performing at the top level for Fulham. He's still performing at the top level, but for the Super Eagles, a bit shaky. Now, could he be the national team weight of the jersey? Maybe in Fulham, it's just much more comfortable. It's a different ball game when it comes to the national team. Hence this topic. Same boots, same skills, same player, but put on a different jersey and everything changes. One player is a superstar at his club, feared, celebrated, unstoppable, but for his national team, he hesitates, falters, and even disappears. So we explore today the weight of the jersey, the unseen force that tests every footballer, the expectations of millions that can make or break a player, and why talent alone is never enough when a nation is watching. Now, when we say the weight of the jersey, we're not talking about cotton, a brand name stitched to the chest number. We're talking about responsibility, history, identity, and expectation. Invisible but heavier than any trophy, heavier than any stadium roof, heavier than any opponent. Every time a player puts on the national jersey, it's not just playing for himself, it plays for the fans who lived through heartbreaks, the legends whose names are etched in stadium walls, the generations who dreamed of glory, and yes, the million of voices watching him, hoping, praying, and demanding. Now, let's think about, just like I said earlier, Alex Iwobi played so well for Fulham. He danced past defenders, scored fantastic goals, and made Europe notice. But in some international games, that same Alex Iwobi was a town hall different from Bala Blue. He seemed different, hesitant, cautious, and pressured. Same boots, same skill, but a different kind of pressure, a pressure that comes with wearing the green, white, green of Nigeria. And that is the weight of the jersey. The jersey tests mental strength far more than talent. One misplaced pass, one missed penalty, one slip, and suddenly the player becomes a villain. In Nigeria, let's take for example, social media doesn't forget, traditional media doesn't forgive. Even neighbors and family members feel qualified to comment. Imagine carrying all of that into a 90-minute game. And here's the truth, the same skills that make a player unstoppable for his club can disappear under national scrutiny. The mind is burdened before the first whistle even blows. Now taking club and country, the paradox right there. Our clubs, player thrives in routine, daily training, familiar teammates, and coaches who know them inside out. But for national team, short camps, random teammates, limited time to gel, and the eyes of millions. Now, just like the national team, new players. It's not all the players that played at the playoff. That's being called up to the AFCON right now. In fact, the qualifiers, some other players, the likes of Victor Boniface, a couple of others, played the AFCON qualifiers, but some of them are not here right now, being called up to the AFCON right there. So for national team, it's short camps, random teammates, limited time to gel, and the eyes of millions. Now, for the national team jersey, it doesn't forgive, it demands respect, composure, and courage all at once. Emotional connection, inspiration, or paralysis. For some players, the jersey inspires extraordinary performances. They rise, they lead, they shine. For other players, it paralyzes them. Fear replaces instinct, hesitation replaces creativity, pressure crushes joy. That is why we must understand that the weight of the jersey is real. It can make careers or break them. Now, I want you, our listeners, to reflect for a moment. Can you remember a player who lit up Europe but seemed lost for Nigeria? That would be during the call section. So that's one of the questions I would be asking. One player who lit up Europe but seemed lost for Nigeria, or one who became a national hero despite struggling at club level. Even in Egypt, the likes of Mo Salah, you see Mo Salah put up 26 goals, 28 goals for Liverpool, but comes to the national team and it's off. The same Mohamed Salah you expect to see at the Premier League, the same Mohamed Salah you see at the Premier League is not the same you see with Egypt national team. The pressure is a lot because everybody expects you to do so much. So the club freedom versus national pressure. At club level, players breathe, they move with freedom, they know the system, they understand their coaches, they have time to recover from mistakes. At club level, failure is temporary. One bad game, you bounce back next week. One missed goal, you get another chance. That's freedom right there. But for national team, the national team is a different battlefield. Short camps, random teammates from different leagues, coaches who sometimes barely know your style, tactics that change weekly, and yes, millions of eyes watching, judging, critiquing your every touch. Now, there's also the mental shift. At club level, confidence is nurtured daily. At home, in the green and white, that same confidence can vanish overnight. Now, look at the likes of Osimhen, Alex Iwobi, even Victor Boniface. At times, they were unstoppable in Europe. Yet, in international tournaments, hesitation crept in. The difference is not skill, it's mental pressure, the weight of expectation, and the reality that a single mistake can define your legacy. Now, talking about Osimhen, when he was at Napoli, it was fantastic. In fact, he won the Scudetto with them, highest goal scorer, but he went straight to the AFCON. 2 goals, and people started calling his name. If not for the fact that Osimhen is very, very big in Nigeria, people love him, he puts energy, and people always look at that particular state. People that judge based on eye test will say Victor Osimhen performed extremely well at the last AFCON. But people that just check only stats, they just hold their phone, go to some of these platforms that they check updates of football. Oh, today is not Victor Osimhen scoring, it's William Troost-Ekong. They'll say, oh, what is he doing there? He can score 26 goals for Napoli, but comes to the national team, just scored 2 goals. It's not even good enough. So many things. Just like Victor Boniface too. I mean, he was scoring so well with Bayer Leverkusen. Came to the national team, he wasn't able to bang in goals. The pressure was there. It was really sad. And eventually he was dropped. And that's one thing the national team, or let me say, yes, national team, yeah. let me use the word national team, or the Super Eagles, for example, now it's not being called up for any competition because they expect that when you come, you're given the opportunity, you need to hit the ground running immediately. That's the difference between club team and national team. Times I wasn't scoring for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, it went back to Bayer Leverkusen. He was coming off the bench, he was scoring. They didn't really care about the performance in the national team or with the Super Eagles. So it's not the same way. The national team is a lot more pressure. And in fact, you know that millions of people expect so much from you. They are not paying you, but they expect that you understand what the country is going on. Just let's take, for example, Nigeria right now. During the qualifiers, yes, the World Cup qualifiers, a lot of people were saying, oh, we're not at the last World Cup. Now, remember the 2018 World Cup? Akinbobola scored that historical brace against Iceland. He became a national hero overnight. But for some, the tournament revealed the darker side of the jersey. A missed chance, a defensive slip, and suddenly criticism was relentless. I write out, when you look at Akinbobola, he has not retired from the Super Eagles. But if you ask people out there, they don't want him in the team. That's what national team will do. They don't remember. Nobody really cares about the previous time. But is it fair on the players? That's a big question. Or think about Victor Osimhen, thriving at Napoli, scoring goals week in, week out. Yet, during some AFCON games, pressure, short preparation, and media scrutiny affected his rhythm. The lesson is clear. Club freedom allows instinct. National pressure can kill it. Now, why does this pressure affect performance? Club football is structured. National football is emotional. At club, mistakes are tactical. At national teams, mistakes are personal. Fans don't just want a win. They want a sacred pride defended. And in Africa, it's intensified. The media, the fans, politicians, all voices demand perfection. That emotional weight can paralyze even the best. At the end of the day, club football allows freedom and it allows creativity. National duty demands courage. Some players can balance both. They become legends. Others struggle, not because they lack skill, but because the weight of the jersey is heavier than any trophy. Now let's put faces to the weight of jersey, names that remind us why this invisible pressure exists. Some players shine under pressure, others crumble, and the difference is often mental, not physical. Now let's think about Fernando Torres for Spain, a superstar at Liverpool then, unstoppable, feared by defenders, but in the early tournaments for Spain, he struggled to find his rhythm. Same talent, different results. Or Andriy Shevchenko, he dominated AC Milan, but often fell short for Ukraine in World Cups. Why? Because national duty adds a weight clubs can't replicate. Every touch is judged, every move is scrutinized, confidence becomes fragile. And let's talk about our own Euros. Ahmed Musa, unforgettable for scoring twice against Iceland in the 2018 World Cup. Heroic one day, criticized the next for missed chances. The pressure never slips. For Victor Osimhen, he thrived in Europe, but sometimes his national performances show hesitation. The same instinct that killed defenders at Napoli then can falter under the AFCON spotlight. Odion Igalo loved in China and England, yet some national team matches, public and media scrutiny weighed him down. This example shows that jerseys doesn't care about your form in Europe. It demands art, courage, and composure all at once. talking about the past, the likes of JJ Okocha, magician at PSG and Bolton, and for Nigeria became the heartbeat of Super Eagles. It turned pressure into performance for Rashidi Yekini, the late Rashidi Yekini. One goal against Spain in 1994, and the nation celebrated as if it was history itself. These players, they just wear the jersey, they became the jersey, they embraced the weight and turned it into glory. For the likes of JJ Okocha and Rashidi Yekini, these are players that they were able to handle pressure from their club side alongside the national team. They performed well at club level. They came to the national team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and they did really, really well. The takeaway is simple. The jersey can make or break a player, not because of ability, but because of pressure, expectation, and mental strength. Now, having listed the likes of Rashidi Yekini and JJ Okocha, these are players that were able to handle pressure better than a couple of others. Now, we move to the next segment, why some players handle pressure better than the other players. Now, we've seen players crumble under the weight of jerseys. We've seen others rise like legends. But what separates the two? Why does JJ Okocha thrive while others falter? Why does Rashidi Yekini or Ahmed Musa find magic in some moments, yet struggle in others? It all comes down to mindset, preparation, and resilience. For mental strength, players will succeed under pressure share one thing. That's mental strength. They see the jersey not as a burden, but as a privilege. They don't ask, what if I fail? They ask, what if I become a hero? Confidence doesn't mean fearlessness. It means controlling fear, channeling pressure, and staying focused. And this is what separates good players from national icons. Some players grow up with pressure they are tested early in their careers in local leagues, national youth teams, or high-stakes tournaments. For Osimhen, for instance, learned to handle big expectations from youth competitions and early Europe exposure. His experience under fire that helps player carry the weight of jersey later. It's not just skill, it's emotional intelligence. Players who manage pressure well understand how to deal with criticism, how to focus on the game, not the crowd, how to motivate themselves even when the nation doubts them. They filter noise, they play for the love of the game, not just for headlines. Now think of Kanu Nwako. Even when the Super Eagles faced impossible odds, he remained calm, composed, and decisive. Also John Obi Mikel, quiet, unshakable, and always reliable in midfield, shielding the team from chaos. These players become icons not only because of their skill, but because they handle pressure better than anyone else. Alright, let's talk about fans, media, and the unseen damage. We've talked about the weight of jersey, the pressure, and how some players rise while others falter. But there are other layers, one that often go unseen: the fans and the media. Sometimes the weight of the jersey is not just on players' shoulders, it's all on ours. The power of fans. For fans, they are lifeblood of football. Their cheers can lift a player, their silence, their boos can break them. In Nigeria, the pressure is magnified. Every game is personal. Every mistake is dissected, and often expectation outweighs empathy. I talk about media scrutiny. There's the media. Headlines don't just report, they influence perceptions. Euro today, Villian tomorrow becomes the narrative. A single error can dominate news cycles, talk shows, and social media for days. Coaches and teammates might forgive it, but public memory rarely does that. This environment can suffocate creativity and make players second guess every move on the pitch. And let's not forget social media, the swift opponents. Every touch is analyzed, every pass critiqued, every goal compared. Players are human, they feel, and the constant digital commentary can turn pressure into paralysis. This is why sometimes club stars struggle in national matches, because the unseen weight is everywhere before the game even starts. Alright, it's time for the quiz section where I ask questions, and if you get them, you're going to win something. Alright, the studio lines are 070-2520-107, 070-2520-107. You can as well call 070-5507-107, 070-5507-107. Alright, the studio line 070-2520-107, 070-2520-107. You can as well call 070-5507-107, 070-5507-107. Just to take messages on Facebook. For Emma Foje Peter, it says, "Up Chelsea, up shooting. Good afternoon, sport doctors. Merry Christmas in advance." Naima Olabisi Oladimeji, well done. For Henry Ario Adeyinka, says, "Keep up the good work. Good morning, watching you from Arrow Makinde." while I wait your call, let's quickly run down through how the AFCON started. I mean, since we had the AFCON season. Now, before AFCON existed, African football story was one passionate without a continental stage. Football had already captured hearts across Northeast, West, and South Africa. It was introduced largely through colonial influence. Hello? Hello? Alright, I lost that call. Alright, in North Africa, especially Egypt, Sudan, and Algeria, the game had been around since the early 20th century. Clubs like Al Ahly, founded in 1907, and Zamalek were already drawing huge crowds. In West Africa, the sport grew in British and French colonies. For Ghana, then the Gold Coast, had vibrant community teams, and Nigerian cities had competitive local leagues. In East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania saw football spread through schools and army barracks. In Southern Africa, South Africa had a well-established football scene. It was deeply divided alongside racial lines because of apartheid. Right there. By the early 1950s, Africa had no equivalent in Europe's Nations Cup. Africa had no equivalent to Europe Nations Cup or South America Copa America. International matches for African teams were rare and mostly against European or Mid-Eastern side. Some regional tournaments existed, for example, the Gozech Cup in East Africa. And the Gozech Cup was amongst 4 teams right there. It was Kenya, Uganda, Tanganyika, and Zanzibar right there. And North African clubs involving Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco, there was no unified platform for the whole continent to compete.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Jacob. I'm from Peru. Well done, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
How are you?
My name is Jacob, and I'm calling you from Peru.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Jacob.
Okay. Yeah. Happy Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you so much. I wish you the same. You were not active last week.
You say what?
I said you were not active last week.
Yes, of course. By the time I returned, the program has already gone past, so I just decided to listen to the 3 p.m. aspect of the sports program.
All right, sir. All right, sir. All right, so pick a number from 1 to 20.
Okay, sir. I think question number 13. Question number 13.
Number 13.
Yes.
Okay, so who is the all-time top scorer in AFCON history?
All-time top scorer, AFCON history.
Yeah.
Upon George Weah.
No, it's not George Weah. It's Samuel Eto'o. And it's called it.
Hey.
You can do what to call me. Yeah, Samuel Eto'o, 18 goals. All right.
And it's from that country where they are adding 2 national teams to the AFCON.
Yeah, exactly.
I will try again.
All right, sir.
I'm going to try again. I'm going to do the second again. Thank you.
All right, sir. Now, still talking about how AFCON started. By the early 1950s, Africa had no equivalent to Europe's Nations Cup or South America Copa America. International matches for African teams were rare and mostly against European or Middle Eastern side. Some regions tournaments existed, for example, just like I said, the Gozech Cup right there. The 1950s were a turning point. African nations were breaking free from colonial rule. Libya gained independence in 1951, Sudan in 1956, Ghana in 1957. Leaders and intellectuals were pushing Pan-Africanism, the idea that Africans should stand together politically, economically, and culturally. Football was seen as a tool of unity and pride, a way to show what African talent. The global football body, FIFA, was still Eurocentric. Very few African nations were members in the early 1950s, and African representation in FIFA decision-making was minimal. In the FIFA World Cup, Africa had no guaranteed spot. The continent had to fight for recognition. The exclusion gave African football leaders the motivation to create their own governing body, and the stage is set in the mid-1950s. Africa had passionate fans, talented players, and a burning desire for continental competitions. Political change and football ambition were feeding each other. Leaders from Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and South Africa were ready to turn the desire into action, and in 1957, that dream became the African Cup of Nations. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's Isaac from Monia.
Isaac from Monia. How are you doing today?
Fine.
All right. Okay, let's head straight to the quiz segment. So pick a number from 1 to 20.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Yes.
Okay. So who was the captain during the 1980 AFCON triumph? Nigeria's captain during the 1980 AFCON triumph.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said who was Nigeria's captain during the 1980 African triumph?
It was Sunday Olise.
No. It wasn't Sunday Olise. It was Christian Chukwu.
Okay.
All right, you can do well to call back. Thank you for calling. Hello. Good afternoon.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
My name is David from Fellow.
David from Felele. How are you doing today?
Good, sir.
All right, let's head straight to the quiz segment.
Number 7.
Number 7.
7.
Okay, so when did Nigeria make its AFCON debut? The first time Nigeria played in the AFCON.
98.
Nah. I'm not talking about the World Cup. The AFCON debut, it was 1963 when Nigeria also finished third. Can do well to call me back. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ibrahim from Ijebu.
Okay. How are you there today?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Very fine. How's the Ijebu?
Ijebu is cool and calm.
All right. So pick a number from 1 to 20.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10. Okay. So which Nigerian player won AFCON Player of the Tournament in 1994? I've given you the clue already. It was a Nigerian player that won the AFCON Player of the Tournament. Who was that player?
In which year?
1994.
1994. Victor Ekpeba.
It wasn't Victor Ekpeba. It was Emmanuel Amunike.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, you can do well to call back. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Michael from Gate.
Okay, Michael from Gates. You and Davey are always with it. So I'm scared now. So pick a number from 1 to 20.
Number 11.
Number 11. Yes. It's still
Okay.
okay. So which coach led Nigeria to its first AFCON title? So that was in 1963. What's his name?
63.
Going. Can do well to call me back. So his name is Otto Gloria, a Brazilian. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ibrahim calling back.
Ibrahim calling back. You really want to wait? Oh yeah, pick a number.
Number 16.
Number 16.
Yes.
There was a particular edition of AFCON which Nigeria boycotted, despite qualifying. What AFCON was that?
It was in South Africa. I think racial issue or something like that.
What year?
1996.
Huh?
I think 1996.
Are you going to stick with 1996?
Yes.
Hello. Are you going to stick with 1996?
1996. Yes.
Okay, let me save you the stress. 1996 is correct.
Thank you.
So I'll call out my number and we'll talk after the show. Thank you for calling. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, this is Moses.
Moses.
Yeah.
Okay, Moses from where?
From Akobo.
Okay, from Akobo. Okay, pick a number. 1 to 20.
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Now, who scored both goals in Nigeria's 1980 AFCON final?
1980 AFCON final. That's Christian Chuku.
It was Segun Odegbami.
Oh, Segun Odegbami.
Yeah, so you're wrong. Thank you so much for calling. You can call back. So it's 070-2520-107. The studio line 070-2520-107. And you can as well call 070-5507-107. So talking about how the AFCON started, by the mid-1950s, Africa had passionate fans, talented players, and burning desire for continental competitions. By the mid-1950s, African football leaders knew something had to change. A continental governing body, a tournament to bring African nations together, a stronger voice in FIFA to fight for fair representation. The spark came in 1956 at the FIFA Congress in Lisbon, Portugal. Representatives from Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and South Africa met on the sidelines and began planning Africa's own football federation. Khartoum, 1957, a historical meeting. The city of Khartoum, Sudan, was chosen for the official founding meeting, February 8, 1957. These four nations became the founding members of Confederation of African Football. So it was Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and South Africa. So the first countries to seed and decide the AFCON is Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, and South Africa.
Hello.
Hello.
Marvelous. This is Marvelous.
Marvelous. From where?
From Ibadan.
From Ibadan. All right, pick a number from 1.
Number 7.
Number 7. I guess number 7 is picked already.
Sir?
Number 7. I think someone has picked number 7.
Number 5.
Okay. Okay. Which AFCON host nation won the tournament on home soil without conceding a single goal? Which AFCON host nation won the tournament on home soil without conceding a single goal?
Cameroon.
Cameroon. No, they are now. Cameroon has done it before, but there are two nations that have done it. I would need you to mention. I would need you to mention it in. Not Ghana. It's not Ghana. Cameroon. Cameroon did that in 1972. So the other country is Egypt.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, in 1959. I'll think about. You got half. I'll think about. All right, I know what to do. Don't worry. I'll read out my number. You can reach out to me when I reach out.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling. All right. Time is not our friend anymore. Special thanks to Daniel Adeyemi, who was the studio manager for today. Engineer Amos 33. A big shout out to you, and also the producer of this show, Pretty the Finest, Adegoke, and also the chairman of Melody FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Ojo, Baba Authority. Thank you, sir, for the platform. I do not take it for granted. No exceeding my boss, the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM, Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. All right, I'm Akinbobola. Egunfemi. Good afternoon. And briefly, for those that want to reach out to me, 081 11 744 30. 081 11 744 773. 081 744 773. That's my number. You can do well to call me for the two winners. Yes, you can call me on that number. So until later today, when I come your way again on Complete Sports, I'm Akinbobola Egunfemi. Good afternoon.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
Ready. And I asked the Lord, what may feed you? And he said, Sunday Melody is here. Join Daniel Adeyemi, your radio pastor, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Sunday on Melody 100.7 FM, Basharun, Ibadan. On Sunday, Melody is always a time of worship, praise the Lord, and drawing right word from the Holy Word of God. Sunday Melody on Melody FM, Ibadan, bringing you to the heart of worship. Do you wish to experience a spiritual turnaround and a total uplift in your prayer life?
Oh, yes!
Join Kayode Crowd on Prayer Live every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. to 8:30. Don't forget, it's Prayer Live with Kayode Crowd this Sunday night, time 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Melody 100.7 FM.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It starts with a beat born in the belly of the drum, echoing through desert, cities and coast. This is African rhythm. This is African rhythm. From Fela's Fire to Yemi's Power, from Kinshasa Suko to Josie Amapiano. It's the sound of a people, the pulse of a continent, loud, proud, unstoppable. Every week we serve you the hit, classic, fresh drops, hidden gems, stories behind the sound.